All right, and we'll call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum. Has everybody reviewed the minutes? Any
Motion to
changes?
accept those? No?
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Minutes. New business, we have looks like the calendar is the first on the agenda. Bill, do you want to
Yeah,
elaborate on
so
that?
the calendar, we discussed last time that we wanted to change our meeting times to 6 PM. The only one that I thought would be an issue would be Election Day in November next year. So I thought we would just push that back to a Wednesday, the day after. Are you guys okay with that?
That sounds great.
We can move. Yeah, we could move forward, actually.
I have choir practice.
Monday?
And it could be what is our meeting? Is it, what Monday is it?
Second Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday.
Yeah.
You mean like the first Tuesday?
Yeah, we could do the first Tuesday. I'm cool with that. But let me get.
Mondays aren't good for me.
Be Tuesday the 5th.
Okay, so I'll make that change. So November 5th. And then that would be still a Tuesday. I don't even know if I have to put that Tuesday note in there.
That would
If we
work
say
for
the
me.
5th. And then I just need signatures.
Eleven.
Some pens.
Make a motion that we accept the meeting dates for 2019 is what you would have. It says 18 at the top.
Does it say 18?
Yeah. So we need to make
I'll
those
change that. Just make
19.
an edit.
Have a motion?
I second.
All in favor? Aye. Pass this around for signatures. Next on new business is the annual report.
I just want to let you know that I'm going to get started on the annual report a little early this year, just to have it ready to go. In past years, it's just been pushed off to like February. I was just wanting to ask if you want to see anything in particular in there. I'll have all the financial stuff like normal, and then I'll do projects description. Last year, we put together a priority projects list, and I want to put that in there too, just to show our progress on what we're working on. And then I'll also have projections for the next year in there. And I'll probably send it out to you before the January meeting, just for you to look over and see what you think. I'd like to do a pretty version of it too, maybe throw it in Publisher and kind of highlight some things, some stats that are pretty cool. So we have that new software now. We can throw, how many people came to the fitness center, how many people came to the aquatic center, that kind of thing. So try to jazz it up for whoever reads it. Does that sound good? Anything you want to
sounds
see in there?
You guys want to add? When are we going to do the retreat this year? Have you got it in mind
I
at
was
all?
going to ask you guys that, actually. Do you have any times, dates? I think before, we did it,
I
did
think
we
it
do a
was
morning
winter
one last time?
Was it winter?
Yeah, it was
Like-
winter. Usually we'll do it in like January or February at the end of the month. And then we just call it that meeting, which probably maybe call it the February meeting. And just do it in the beginning of February. Maybe we change that meeting time.
Dave, when do you head south?
I head south in the end of January, and
So
then
that
I'll
won't work.
try to be back the third week of February.
I mean, we could do it in February. It's up to you guys.
Well, late
February.
Late February.
Yeah. That's fine. Works better for me, I think, too.
We want to set something.
I'll bring you some dates next
Yeah.
meeting.
That'd probably be good because you'd be gone for the 12th anyway for that meeting,
I'll be
right?
gone the 12th.
So we could replace that meeting, correct?
Yeah, or we could call it March's meeting and do it at the end of February.
It's the annual report, Will.
Nope, that was it.
All right, and then we have a permit before us tonight.
Yeah, so the town, you probably heard, Gary Aiken is retiring after 43 years, and they are renting Bostic Gym, and they need to have an alcohol permit, and our process comes before you, and I just want to make sure I follow that process. I'll make them fill out everything, but I just wanted to go through the formalities. You know, are you okay with having Bostic Gym as, you know, it's Courthouse Grounds that's going to do most of the stuff anyways. So if you're okay with them having alcohol and wine there, I think it's fine. They're going to follow all the protocols and stuff. And plus, I'll be there, which is a rarity that you know what I mean? I would be at the event too, so.
In the form of
Yeah.
a motion. Someone wants to put that.
I make a motion that we. I'm okay.
Permit?
Yeah.
Motion? Favor, say aye. Motion carries.
They're gonna be, do you know when that's gonna be?
Yeah, that's going to be January 4th. I'm working on a project for his retirement. Each department head's going to do something, and our piece of it will be a stone with kind of like his accomplishments, a shortened version of his accomplishments, because we're getting it etched into a giant rock, and then we're going to put it out in Gary Aiken Park.
Nice.
And then we're going to present him with like a T-shirt or something that day that says, oh yeah, I have a park named after me or something like that. Just something cheesy so we can give him something during it. And then also they're going to be doing a video for his retirement, so we have to come up with like a 15-second bit saying, congrats and thank you and that kind of stuff. So I got to figure out what that's going to be.
Put on the back of a shirt, quitter.
Yeah, exactly. You already got 43. What's 44?
Quitter.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. It should be a good event. It'll be about 3 hours long, 4 to 7. They're gonna award them with some stuff. Department heads are gonna give them some things like we just talked about, and it's gonna be, I say, like a graduation party pretty much. It'll be like a coming and going. Everybody's kind of giving in, saying thanks, good job, and kind of moving on. So, and it's cool to have it here too. So.
It for the new business. Before we go to old business, do we want to address the crowd?
Yeah. Tyrone, would you like to address the parkour? Talk to him?
He just wanted to observe.
Good evening. Thank you, guys. My name is Tyrone Brown. I'm the owner of the Indiana Alliance. Thank you for the opportunity. Just wanted to reach out to the board members and introduce myself and get to know you guys, and just want you to get to know us, and hopefully to continue this relationship here in Danville. So again, I just wanted to just come by and just know who I'm dealing with and talking to. So thank you guys again.
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
Yeah.
Hope it's working out for you.
I'm a Rotarian, and I heard you speak at the Rotary Club last week, and I was very impressed with everything you said.
It's working out. One of the issues that people are coming up and saying that there's really nothing to show or state who we are within the park district. They say they don't see anything, any marquees or anything, and so it's hard for them to identify who we are. As they walk past, they don't know. And what we try to do on Saturdays, we try to put yard signs up and try to put things on the doors. And I just told Will we don't want to hurt anything, but is there a better way to do it that doesn't cause harm to the park board, to the citizen? But that's been the biggest complaint, that we don't even know you guys are here. And when they do find out, they come, and they're excited to come. So
It's the same dilemma that we have with the DAC. It's like, you can't put signs up. So, so it makes it really hard to advertise. And so I was trying to tell Tyrone, like, sandwich boards, those kinds of things that are movable, you don't get in trouble for using those. So maybe we could put some sandwich boards down in the DAC. You know what I mean? You can move them around and change what's on them, and that could help them advertise. Also, talk about maybe a window cling, because I think we can get around the sign stuff if we do a window cling, because technically it's not a sign that way. I don't know what the total rules are, but I looked it up, and it looks like it's something we can do, and it's fairly inexpensive. So just trying to figure out ways where we can blend together, a little bit more, because, we struggle to advertise ourselves, more than anything, because we just don't have time. We're doing a million different things, and sometimes, the operations doesn't matter if no one knows about it. You could have the best program ever, but if no one comes, it's,
Like stuff like the subway and.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, have you
Things
addressed
like that.
the downtown partnership? I don't know if that would be something where, local businesses.
We've addressed the tourism. We're featured in their tourist magazine, and there's been multiple write-ups. But I think the casual friend that comes past the DAC, there's nothing that they see. Only when they see it and say, oh, well, I got something to do with my kids. And people started coming back because they started seeing more activity. And as an owner, what we do is try to get in the community and do multiple things. We did the Halloween situation theme here. We're going to do the Winterland, the Winter Park.
Yep.
Trying to get out and become more active and more vocal in the things that we're doing. So, the question I do have in terms of the awning, is there any way to possibly do the digital sign?
That's see, like most of the stuff, everything outside our building is not ours. It's the town's. So there's sign ordinances and all these things you have to follow, and it's you got to follow. Yeah, you got to follow all these processes, and you got to talk to the town. That's why I was telling you in that thing. Anything outside our building is really, it's a lot more work to get something done. But I'm not saying that. Yeah, it's not impossible, but you have to go out and get different avenues, and she'll probably be able to give you options from there. But yeah, it's a struggle for us too. Still people are like, oh, I didn't even know you were ever here, and it's hard.
As I said in the Rotary the other day, being a professional team here in Danville means so much, and we call it our own. But as I said, the town, the people have to support it in order for it to be successful. So all I want to do is to start a conversation where then people can start thinking about how do we make this as big as it possibly can be. When guys are traveling 2.5 hours from Clarksville to play, and we're traveling sometimes 6 hours to get to another location, and we go and see their facilities and see their town got behind them and gave them the things that they need, we're willing to do our share and our part of whatever we need to do. We just want to make sure we have a partner that will help us get to where we need to get to. And regarding to the gym, we have to actually move the goals back. Because technically it's only 82 feet. It has to be at least 90, 92. But that's just that roll from the back one to go back. And we have to redo the floors, But those are things that.
Yeah, that's the future stuff. And Tyrone and I have talked about it. We want to help them as much as we can, but we have trouble helping ourselves half the time too. So the more ideas that you can come up with and try to, work with us, we'll help you lead whatever path you want to go. But if you want to do something outside, it's got to go through the town.
So have you approached like Laura or Gary or anybody from that
Yeah, we
standpoint?
just received our proclamation yesterday, 2 days ago. So I'll be sitting down with him and just trying to go through what we can do in order for us to be successful and be here next season. Because the guys have gotten used to it. We now have a fan base, and I don't want to take it away and say, well, we didn't get the cooperation when we didn't have the meeting to find out what we can and cannot do.
Board and the cling are probably going to be your best options. No, so there's the Bostic Gym, and then the Bostic Gym entrance, the one door, there's a window to the right. What I was thinking is maybe that's where you put, the home of the Indiana Lions and then website, something like that, have your logo on it. And then that way you can still get by all all the other parts, because it's hard to get a sign, it's hard to get it the way you want it to really be, and be able to have it out there. So that may be a way around it to where you can still get everything you want, and it's pretty cheap to do a cling too. I sent you those websites. So
Talk about it, but I enjoy being here. Like I said, I live in Hendrickstown, I live in Avon, and it was important to put it here. The feeling, the participation. Eric, with the sound system, we've been working on that, and it's been great. We made improvements.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's about family and cohesiveness on making it better for all of us and everybody who comes into Danville, that we're proud of what we have. Because we want to get better. I want to get better every day. Indiana Alliance was really not my primary job, but it became my primary job. I sleep it, I eat it. It's like people are calling with ideas and, hey, why don't you come over here? It's like, no, I'm staying right here. And like I said, we'll work around our differences in terms of what we can and what we can't do. But I just wanted to introduce myself. Definitely saw you last week. And
I was a few weeks ago, we went to one. It was
yeah,
exciting to
and I
watch.
appreciate it. And it helps the guys to see people come out and really support them. Their families are traveling, and, we're trying to do the best we can in terms of transportation and session stands and tickets. We're just trying to do a better job each and every week. So,
I know you had a PTO night where some of the kids came out and families. Is there a schedule we could ask permission from the school to send home a schedule with all the kids. It takes about 7 days, but I don't know as a parent when the games are unless I seek that. But if people look at papers that come home, so that might be a way too. You could get permission to send that home with every kid at our school, kindergarten through 12th grade, so.
He's a teacher.
I am.
and how would I go? Would I talk? Because we did try to pass some things out in Hendricks County, not Danville, but Avon and some other schools. We went to the principals and we handed them out, and because we wanted to do a youth game
Right.
that all the youth would get in at a very discounted price, and I never heard anything about it. So when Jamie contacted us regarding the PTO, we said yes, let's definitely do it. And we got one of the other schools that came out this weekend to have some activities, because we reached out to them and said, this team is all about fans
Right.
and children. We want them to be a part of it, because everybody doesn't go to a Pacers game, but the guys that can impact their lives are right in front of them. And when we have them signing autographs and taking pictures, they love it. And we just want to continue to build that momentum up. So I'm willing to do whatever
Yeah.
needs to be done.
If I can get your email address, I can send you the information.
Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thanks, Tyrone.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, if you want to talk or whatever, whenever too. Okay. Okay. See ya.
Great.
Thank you. Let's move on to old business, the amphitheater.
So I'm still working on that one. Still going back and forth. I got the price down a lot now. I changed some of the sizes so that maybe I could bring the price down back into the level where we need to be. So I'm working on that. It's all I can say is it's coming.
Let's move to wayfinding then.
I
Got the
talked.
sign down.
Yeah, I talked with the wastewater department, and they said they have maps. They were supposed to send them to me, but I think I'm just going to go over there and get them. But they think they have that from when they ran their main interceptor or whatever. But apparently Jimmy tied in later some sort of backwash line. So I need to find out that one too, just to make sure. But I should be able to get all the topo stuff. Should save us some money, and then start moving forward once we have that. It's exciting.
Kind of dovetailing into his, would we want to be advertising on our side? Those games are like.
So here's the hard part: is we're not supposed to advertise anything that's not the town. Like usually, the only way we branch out is the school. So usually we only do our stuff, because when we do other stuff,
Slippery slope.
yeah, it becomes.
That's why I asked.
And
Where
that-
do you start? Where do you draw the line?
And that's the hard part, is like, you want to support, but at the same time, technically, we if we needed to support something, we should probably be supporting ourselves. If we had that kind of time, we would be, kind of investing in ourselves. And so, I actually put together a list because I thought that was going to go a little bit different. But we have been supporting a lot. If you think about our support hasn't been marketing, which is really what he needs, but
Right.
we just don't have that. We've
why I
opened up our
thought restaurants, a lot of those.
Yeah.
That's why I thought they would benefit from that. They want
Yeah.
people to come
And
to this
that-
town. That's why I said the partnership. I don't think he knows that there's a partnership.
The handouts are the biggest problem for us. Is like you don't have handouts. Like you said,
Yeah,
there's
just
no
little
color
cards.
rack card that
Yeah, there's
says
nothing.
game dates, and so for us, it's like at one point they had just a paper that looked just like this, and you didn't even have the logo on it, and it's like no one's gonna pick that up. But
Right.
I'm not the marketing department. He does his own thing, so I can give him suggestions, but I'm not gonna pay for it. You know what I mean? So, and we've done tons of stuff like open facility during non-normal hours for the games. Like we have to pay staff extra to be there during those games. He's also using 5 spaces and not 1, so he's paying for 1 space and using 5. We hung all of his banners for him. We purchased banner holders to hold his sponsor signs so it looked nice. We fixed the 2 dips in the floor. We purchased new rims for both goals. We also helped him design a new logo front there because the logo is a little rough. We refinished floors, updated AV equipment, added Wi-Fi. We installed the scoreboard, shot clocks, and buzzers. We're still renting them on Tuesdays, which normally we wouldn't rent to anyone in the public on Tuesdays because we only rent on Sundays during this time of year to save gym space for members. And then we also, during his first game, we made a video for him and gave it to him. We waived the initiation fees for players. We invited him trick-or-treat at the DAC, and we also gave away tickets at the Daddy Dog. So we are doing stuff. It may not seem that way, but we're doing all the stuff we know how to
I don't think he questions what you guys are doing. I think he.
No, he does.
I don't think he knows.
He does.
I don't
He
think
does.
he knows what to ask from the town.
Yeah.
That's probably. I think he's taking
How
it
to
to the next
navigate
level.
through all
And I offer to help, but I also don't want to have to hold the hand.
Well, yeah, that's not your
too.
responsibility
So
to do that.
I can
That's
only
what
kind of guide as much as I can because I want him to be successful.
Oh.
I'd love for them to
that.
stay
That's a great
around.
suggestion,
Yep.
on
And grow.
the flyers for the take-home papers. Right.
At the very least,
Family.
yeah.
You
At
just
the
have
very
to have a
least,
schedule.
every kid who's involved in some kind of basketball, youth basketball, the junior basketball, all of them, at the very least, should have.
And you could have those little junior. You could have a team game at halftime every time they play every
Well,
weekend.
that's what I ran into him coming into Jilly's game on Saturday, and that's where he's like, I wish I knew, and I'm like, he's got to start
he
asking
knew
him.
because he couldn't rent at that time.
Yeah, he's like, we do something at halftime, whatever. I said, the people are in there. You just go ask
I
them.
mean, you could even do like a half, they could do a quick drawing for
Right.
a couple free tickets,
Right.
and then kind of just get
Right.
the momentum.
Or the sandwich boards. Set the sandwich boards up there on Saturdays. Over on the back side to where people could see it going in and out of the restrooms.
And at North Elementary, all of them.
It's hard because we are going above and beyond of what we would normally do. Because if someone would rent it, we're not going to advertise them when they're renting them. This is kind of a special situation, I think, and we want them to be successful. So try to do everything we can. Safety for us is number one, and that's why we fixed all those other things. We also upgraded the AV and the Wi-Fi, which are things that we wanted to do anyways, but this just kind of pushed it forward. The gym's doing really well. The only thing we need to think about in the future is getting a curtain so we can split the gym in half. Because the demand is heavy
That's great.
right now. And so we need to be thinking about getting that curtain.
Now, he mentioned the basketball goals weren't far enough apart. Is that for an ABA or is that
So-
they're not standard?
So that's another issue we had was, so he put in 3-point lines. Well, he put in the wrong size 3-point lines, right? So we had just refinished the floor, and he had to come in and put 3-point lines over our just finished floor. So I was not happy. And so now I have 3 3-point lines on there, Yeah, and I'm like, hey, you have to remove that other one by the end of the season because it's like we're not gonna have NBA games in there. So yeah, so I was pretty unhappy about that, but it's one of those things. Okay, all right, it happened. As long as you're gonna take care of it, that's fine. And then he finds out that the court size is not right, which he knew it was short, but it's short by like 6 or 8 feet, which we do have room to grow, but I don't know if you've seen those goals. They aren't moving anywhere. And they're also bigger backboards than what the standards are. So if we do go that route, I mean, we'll either have to get the the breakdown kind, or we'll have to somehow remount the ones that are there, which I'd probably just say spend the money and get new ones. But I don't think the floor can support the breakdown kinds because they're really heavy. And, we've seen the dips in the floor. So we'll probably have to figure out something there, and then you're going to have to extend the whole court over, repaint pretty much, 3/4 of the court, because you have to extend mid-court over, and then our speakers are going to be offset.
What would that do to our Little League games, too, as far as the
Little League doesn't really care about
distance?
the distance because they play on the high school, which what we would have would be college, which is only like I think there's 3 or 4 feet difference.
From college to high school? So that's Elizabeth's question. So it would make it a college distance,
Yeah, it would make a college distance.
Right now,
which
it's
is the
smaller
same as
than
the
a high
NBA?
school.
No, NBA is actually 92, and I think it needs to be 86, and we are 82.
Oh, when Indiana and Butler and Purdue and Notre Dame play at Pico,
They bring in new floors for them. They have separate floors. Yeah. 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 They're puzzle pieces. Pretty crazy, isn't it? Like the Final Four, they actually sell the floor after. Sell pieces of the floor.
so
Crazy.
so for this Saturday because Butler,
Yeah.
they're going to bring in a different floor.
Do they have one?
Yeah, they probably have one that they keep on hand for college games, and then they'll, have somebody come in and finish the colors and put a decal.
So what we have up here is the high school distance.
No, I think we have like middle school distance.
This floor up here is middle school distance,
Yeah.
not high school. High school's changed in the last.
50 years. Come on, Dave.
Going fast around here.
But really, it has.
I don't quote me on any of it, but I know what we have is not what he needs. So, and that's the dilemma in it. And so he put in, let's see here, I think he put in NBA and it needed to be college. And so now we got like the big 3-point line, the middle 3-point line, and then the high
That's the
school.
only thing I was thinking is before we even, and I know we're not even talking about
Yeah.
changing it right now, but I think it ought to be maybe consistent with high school.
Yeah.
In case we ever want to have a high school tournament or something.
I think they would play on a bigger court. They just can't play on smaller courts. Because you'll see,
school?
yeah, because you'll see the high school, like sometimes the high school will play at bigger courts, but they may bring in the courts too. I'm not for sure.
What's the benefit to you, the park, for him being here?
I think it's it's a program that we don't have to run, kind of. We don't have to organize it. We don't, and it's not for us, it's for citizens. Now they have something to do and we don't have to organize it, but we can offer the space and it's still kind of us, which is, it's kind of what we are too. We're trying to get activities in the community.
Well,
no
the
matter
question
what.
is, just I know it's a pain. Is it
Yes,
worth,
it is.
Is it worth, it's cool.
I
It's
just
really cool.
wish that he would see the value in us. And that's really my only problem in it is like,
You don't think he does?
it's like want. And like, I heard he was coming. So I put together this stuff because I want him to know that like, we are doing stuff for you. We just maybe aren't doing what you want us to do. But I also brought the contract too. in the contract, we don't do any marketing for you. You know, we're doing extra stuff because we want you to be here. You know, and you need to know that, you know, we're fixing floors and doing all this other stuff and trying to make this a great facility for you. You got to understand that, you know, we're taking a 1950s gym and turning it into a modern, you know.
Hey, I think he needs us more than we.
Oh, yeah, I totally
We
do
don't
too.
need him,
Yeah,
really,
We were his
at all.
last chance.
Right?
yeah. He's
Well,
never going to get any
It's kinda
place like
nice,
us.
but
Yeah,
we don't really need him.
yeah,
I mean, we've got high school games we can go out here and watch, which
Yeah.
I'd rather watch.
yeah.
Those conflict, a lot of them, so.
Yeah, I know, that's the
Yeah,
problem
so
for
I'm
him.
just saying.
Yeah, I
you
know.
I don't want to be, that's my own opinion, I don't want to be doing anything.
I don't want to
Other than
do, yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm asking what the benefit is.
And if he's not okay with that, then he can find greener pastures.
And that's
how
why-
I feel.
that's
I think
why-
it's cool.
yeah.
I think he's a neat guy.
Me too.
But we don't need to be doing.
Bending
Well,
over
that's
backwards.
where my point is, if the town, and not necessarily the town, but if the merchants and everybody else wants them to be there, because I think it does benefit the downtown merchants and so forth, then, you know, he needs to go to them, or they need, whatever, if they need to figure out ways to help him, in my opinion, because I think that's the benefit. Again, that's why I'm asking what the benefit is to us, or to the park, but, and there is some, but I think there's a benefit to the town if he brings some people in that normally wouldn't be. Right? I mean, guys like Tracy. Tracy should be boning up money because people come to eat at his restaurant because they come in for a game. So,
Standing room only?
yeah.
I'm looking around the room trying to find anybody who's eaten at my restaurant.
Now, wait a minute.
last week.
All right,
I did.
all right, moving on.
I think it was a week ago tonight.
I think it was.
Tracy?
Well, thank you.
All right, let's go to reports, year-to-date financial reports.
So this one, this report is good. I want to actually talk to you about next, or this month. So we're going to have a lot of big expenses in December. We are paying our second payment on the Winterland displays, so that'll be like $10,000. So we'll probably be in the negative this month. Well, it depends on how good we are at the DAC, but we'll probably be in the negative just because we have to pay that big payment. But actually, at the end, we may get our check, so they may count. So
Before
there'll
the
be
end of the year, you'll
the highs
get-
are high
yeah.
and the lows are low this month. This coming
Before the
month.
end of the year, you'll get your.
Yeah. So, and I just want to let you know, just so that you can see it when it happens. But also have that annual report like we talked about. There really hasn't been any major things spending wise. We've been working on a new gatehouse, but that's all going to be rolled into the Winterland dollars.
That was covered by sponsorship.
Yeah. So I mean,
99% of it, so.
yeah. And then the $10,000 or $20,000 really that we're paying this year is just something that we eat every couple of years so that we can get new stuff. And I don't know if you've been down there to Winterland, but it looks really good this year. So, and having those extra LED new things are pretty nice.
Comments or questions? Financials? Looked pretty much in order. Moving on to the DAC.
All right, so we had a meeting and we set our DAC days. So I'm kind of jumping to the second thing on my report there. But so DAC days are when we give out the shirts and we do like just little stuff for members, membership appreciation stuff. And we're going to do 2 weeks this year because what we found is that February is actually our highest number sign-on month. But we had been doing DAC days in January. So we're thinking maybe we do January and we do February. And because it doesn't really, initiation-wise, we do a $5 initiation. So we're out the $20 for the full. But really, the goal is to bring them all in those days. And it's worked in the past. Usually, we have about 100 sign up. And now that we have 2 weeks, I think we may even do better than the 100. So
2 months or 2 weeks?
there's 2 weeks in 2 months. So 1 week in 1 month and 1 week in the next
Oh.
month.
Not the whole month.
No, not the whole month.
I guess I've missed something. So you're offering a discount when you do that?
Yeah, we do a $5 initiation fee, and the goal is to try to get people to come in all at one time, and and they get free T-shirt, and we usually have like granola bars and Gatorade and that kind of stuff. And it's just kind of like the members who are currently members, they get shirts too, just because we're saying thank you, and then the new members get shirts when they sign up. So kind of like a marketing. I mean, you see the DAC shirts everywhere. People love them. They've already been requesting them. We could probably sell them if we ever wanted to get it.
What color are you gonna have this year?
This year we're going with like a reddish color. So it's we're still working on exactly, but like a vintage red. It should be pretty cool, and they should pop pretty well. And we're talking about maybe going with the new the blended shirts, so they're a little bit more comfort fitting and stuff too. Same DAC logo, I think. We try to ask him to fancy up the logo, and it looked like the same exact logo. It's basic. It works. You know, it markets us. We're gonna add. I think we talked about adding our phone number on the shirts though too, because we have the website. But how many people are like, wait?
Yeah.
Let me get that website. What was it? Indiana dot what? So we're working on those things, and hopefully we can get that software integration too. That's our last piece of the puzzle. And during that week, we're actually going to shut down membership. Like, no one can sign up. You can only drop off membership because we have to data entry. They're going to give us a spreadsheet of like the basics of everybody, and we'll be able to put those in. Like, we'll have names and stuff, but then we have to go back to each person and set, funnel where they are, who they are, and what their member number is, what membership they're on. There's like 1,200 members. It's going to be, I'm going to break it all off. Just go through and plug away.
We ever checked into, I know I've asked you this before, but I don't remember, Silver Sneakers?
Yeah, they wouldn't let us have silver sneakers because Snap.
Well,
Snap
because
is
now there's a new
official.
one.
Yeah, I heard that.
Renew,
And I heard silver sneakers is going away.
well, I don't know if it's going away, but a lot of, like, the Plainfield Aquatic Center is not honoring Silver Sneakers anymore.
Yeah.
But they're replacing it with this Renew, whatever, Renew You or something.
Yeah, I'll
I can
look
get
into
you
that.
the name of it. Matter
Yeah,
of fact,
that'd be
I can-
great. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we'd always want to get on. Usually, we're fairly dead. It'd be nice to have.
Well, a lot of the pickleball players use Silver Sneakers just to play pickleball.
Yep.
I always laugh because I think of Funkadelic.
Funkadelic.
Yeah.
I know
He
your husband
is-
plays too, but.
He is in it. He's in it more than my husband's in it.
Other discussion, comments on the back? None? Programs.
Winterland. So, Marcia actually sent me over some numbers. Yes, a day or so ago. Got them here. So, we had to change, right? We decided not to do the coupon thing. So with that, we knew kind of there's going to be some So we got our car count so far, and our car counts are down and our dollars are up. So our biggest thing last year was the coupons are kind of a mess. They're hard to sort. People, don't take them, do take them, and then the tracking is hard. And then I don't know if you've ever.
Spent hours,
Yeah.
literal hours, counting them because, we can have 500 coupons, but unless I track who they came from, we don't know who does the best marketing.
And
So-
trying to get money to match the coupons too is a nightmare. So we decided to go kind of crazy this year and get rid of the coupon. So we knew we'd probably have some change from it, but our goal was really, so we'll make it cheaper during the week, so it's the coupon price during the week. So we're hoping to take, we've had some traffic issues on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we're hoping to take the Friday, Saturday, Sunday people, and they would hopefully come during the week and kind of counteract our big traffic issues. We've rented signs. I was out there on Saturday. We have a sign. We have the lanes blocked off to where you have to separate, and then we have double lines in.
More
it's
staff.
Yeah. It's like a lot of logistics going into it. So what we found from this coupon thing is we still have numbers going great, but we don't have the scary crowds, which turned out to be good. It's kind of bittersweet. You love to have the tons of people coming and all that stuff, but I think it's safer. It's safer for the
Yeah.
people around. It gives us room to grow.
Dollars are up.
Yeah.
Really?
Numbers
not
are down.
Well,
We are down about 400 cars, 400 to 500 cars over these numbers represent from opening night on the 23rd through Sunday night.
And we don't think it's the price. It's more of the gimmick coupon. At least that's what I take it as. It's like when you get a coupon, you cut it out and you save it. Now that we don't have that, a lot of people aren't
reminder.
doing that. Yeah.
We still have the paper because
Yeah, we still
every
have the
place
money
we
mail.
advertised before, we advertised again this year. It's just not a coupon. Now, if we could convince all the gate workers that they aren't coupons.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
wait a minute,
Retrain them. Yeah.
the advertisement in the form of a coupon does better than just an ad in the paper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
For
what would you-
example.
So what would you do differently? Anything?
Actually, no. I think it's remedied
No, I think
all of our
it's-
problems.
I think it's going great.
I hate to say that I'm okay with lower numbers, but if you ever been there on a Saturday night during those big, you want lower numbers.
Yeah, I mean, when the park is so saturated that you have to wait for a car to leave before you
Yeah.
get another car
Yeah.
in there.
And I'm directing traffic
It's
and almost
not
getting
an
ran
enjoyable
over.
experience for those people.
Yeah, then they don't want to come back. So, and that's our biggest goal is we want people to make it a tradition, and it becomes a tradition when you don't have, the giant lines and all the stuff. And so really that's been good. We still have another issue with the Santa part. And I was telling you guys, I think, a little bit about it last time, but it's still a pretty big issue.
What do you mean?
Just the quality of the Santa house it's not there. It's like the Santa's missing things and wearing combat boots, and it's like a cheap suit, and and when you're a younger person, you want to make sure that Santa's solid, right?
They're paid though, correct?
No.
No, they're
No.
all volunteer.
Yeah. And so I think that's where the problem lies. And so the worst part is that we're associated with that no matter what. So if you it's BPA.
So they get paid for it.
Yeah, they make all the money for their side. And we're perfectly fine with that. We don't want to get into the business.
But we may have to.
I
creepy, isn't
think we have to start thinking about it because of the quality of
Yeah.
the performance.
Literally, the only complaints
gotta-
we've had the
Yeah.
only complaints we've had over the last 2 years.
Yeah. And we have no control over that, so
What kind of complaints? About this,
quality,
about the guy?
quality, yeah. And it's multiple things, and not only that, but they're not cleaning up after themselves. I mean, they have cookies all over the place, sprinkles all over the place. We don't think they're really having a parent sponsor there, and we
Right.
actually know that they aren't.
Yeah.
And some sort.
Which was a requirement.
Yeah. Tracy, you're running the show now too because you're secretary.
Yeah.
Have fun.
I can plow through an agenda.
All right, we're almost done actually.
Tracy, you and I both walked in at 6:30. I bet you thought the meeting was at 6:32. I thought I was finally on time.
Thanks, guys. See
It
ya.
usually is.
It usually is, but they moved it to 6
Since
tonight.
when didn't you text me anymore? Have we broken up?
Everybody came early, so I was.
I'm
I
looking
didn't
at the
change. I didn't
agenda.
change the invite, so I'm going to blame that on me.
All right.
Because I kept it at 6:30 and I changed everything else but that.
But I'd rather come at 6.
Yeah, 6 is good, and that's what we're doing next year.
I saw that on the news. Well, go back to Santa. How are you going to fix that?
I don't know. Marcia and I have been talking about it, and we really don't want to get into that. So we thought about maybe starting out with the contract and stating what our expectations are in the contract. And then the hard part is policing it, though. But
The hard thing is that we know the kids
Yeah.
and the BPA are gaining advantage to this,
yeah, and we don't want
But-
to take that away.
but it's damaging our program.
It is. Like,
Truly
people aren't
is.
coming back.
So it's not the kids, it's
No.
just St. Nick that's
Yeah.
creeping them out.
Yeah.
Well,
There's some other things in there, too.
so, but I think before we make, I mean, we're gonna have time to think about it before next year.
Yeah.
I think we need to decide, do we open this up to some other services? Bid on it. Because I can imagine that Kiwanis or Rotary or somebody would pick up on it. It is an opportunity.
Quality to
Well,
go
if they
up.
picked up on it, would they still use the kids?
No,
Or the
I don't
kids-
think
the kids
anyone-
are
No,
gonna
I
lose
would
out.
see that as being a,
Fundraiser, yeah.
Kiwanis has a kids organization. Rotary does. I mean, there's plenty of.
They can still use kids to,
benefit of
yeah,
it.
they can still
I'm
use
just worried
kids to
about the
benefit.
BPA
well,
kids.
so do I.
And
I
that's
do
how
too.
we are,
Like,
too.
And that's why it's a tough thing.
And we keep
but-
telling them, but they're not changing. You know, it's like deaf
Well,
ears.
There you go. We can't, yeah.
It's like we have a
Even
meeting
a good
before the
Santa
year, and
is
we're like,
borderline-
hey, your suit, you know, need to update the garments and stuff, because if I'm a certain age, I'm gonna be snooping all
checking it
around trying to find out, you know, what's going on, and you need to make your pitch needs to be flawless, because they come back when you're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
Well, it's not just the clothes, it's the personality and
Exactly.
how they
It's the
handle kids,
package that
it's
comes
the
with it.
Performance.
Yep.
It's got to be spot on, or else it's creepy.
Well, for
Yeah.
example, 2 years ago, they decided without any conversation with us that they were gonna start closing at 9 o'clock. We advertised in everything we did that it
Yeah.
was 10 o'clock. And it wasn't just bad enough that they closed the door, or that they closed at 9 o'clock. They literally shut the door on a line of people.
Oh, no.
yeah, with kids waiting out there to see
I mean,
Santa.
it was a nightmare.
I know. It's, hate to say it, but it's the leadership part that I think is what
Well,
it's
yeah,
lacking more than
yeah.
anything. Because, you know, they're making how much? 13,000.
Well, that's the number I've heard in the past.
Yeah,
and that's why I
$13,000,
say
and they
you
can't-
open that up to some other service organizations, and they'll be all over.
Well,
that.
and you can't buy a garment that could, you know, I mean, come on.
Authentic.
I mean, spend a little money on your product.
Yeah.
This is BPA. They're
Well,
supposed to be
and
learning about business, and if
that's
you don't
right.
have quality products,
And that's the
you don't have
explanation
people.
I gave,
you know?
is you're teaching these kids how to
Yeah.
run a business effectively, and you're not running it effectively.
Who's in charge of that?
Carl Teague.
I don't know who that is.
He works for that high school. He teaches
He's
econ,
BPA
maybe.
sponsored.
Who would you switch
Yeah.
it to? Rotary?
I don't know.
I mean, we haven't gotten that far. But
Whoever
what I
would put out
say
the
is
quality product.
I would say bid it out, invite numerous organizations in, and
Pitch, yeah, have them, because it's not a money thing for us. It's a quality thing.
I need to see Santa audition because, yeah, that's the most important part.
Yeah. Well, and the worst part is like we don't want to take it away from anybody, but I mean, this represents
Look
Danville.
at these numbers. This is a fantastic product.
A majority of these people are coming from out of town too, you know, and if they come in and they're like, "Oh, this is terrible. This is a joke."
Yeah.
They're never going to come back.
Yeah.
You only get one chance with out of towners, you know?
yeah.
And so if we upgrade that game, I think we've upgraded all of our lights and everything. We're doing,
Yeah.
I mean,
Our
wow.
part that we have control of, we've
Yeah.
got.
But I feel like because we're doing this too, this is just like going way down here. And it's
And
like,
it doesn't matter what we're doing
yeah,
with this.
because the only person that matters is in that red and white suit on Friday, Saturday, and
We still
Sunday.
have control.
Those are our biggest dollar
I
days,
think we
too.
just write a letter and say, it's been a great run, thanks for everything, but we're changing channels. We're moving in a different direction.
Or maybe
Whatever it is that you say
we
when
have
you
them
fire somebody.
rebid for it.
Who? You think they change? Or they just wouldn't get the new bid?
Negotiation.
Yeah. Well,
I
that's,
can say that we gave some pretty stern
yeah.
concerns and direction to them last year, saying, we don't want to replace you, but, and thinking this year would be much better.
Is it any different?
No.
Then you need to get rid
And, yeah,
know.
then the letter and open it up to all of these other groups.
I mean,
Let's see
we
what they
literally had the fear about 2 weeks ago that it was going to be in our laps.
Yeah. There was,
To-
we had
to-
an
to work
this
incident
year.
To work it?
that was
Yeah.
very bad.
And it's not that we couldn't do it. I mean.
Yeah, we could pull it off,
We
but
could do
we've
it,
already
but-
got enough. We don't need that in there
And
too.
this event, we have less trouble getting volunteers for this than we do, but we still, if we had to triple the number of volunteers that we got,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be able
And
to do it.
for us, we would probably pay someone to be in that seat.
Well, that's my
And
next
they'd be
question.
good.
Even if Kiwanis did it, or even if Rotary did it, the star of the show, would that be a hired, paid job?
I don't know that we would
We checked on
mandate
that.
it, but
We checked
yeah.
on that. And for a, did I say it was?
125 per hour.
Yeah, but it was like $5,600 for
Yeah, for all the weekends.
all the weekend.
But if they're doing the 13 grand, I mean, you're still making 50% profit, which is pretty good.
It would be their expense and their income, right? It's
Yeah,
whoever's
it's
running
somebody
it.
else's deal, but
And if they have somebody in their organization that can do it for less,
Yeah.
then more power to them. But
Well, and they have had in the past.
yeah. Because some of their Santas are working for this person that we we talked to.
Yeah.
So, and they're making $100 an
hard to
hour.
find a good
So.
Santa nowadays.
Yeah, only the best ones.
Can you imagine sitting in on those auditions? I didn't like his hoe. Next. Imagine.
So it's just something to be thinking about. You
No,
know,
I think-
we'll
I
do an
think
audit
we
probably
change
at the
it.
end of the year, and we'll talk to them again. And I think from that tone, we'll probably make a decision. But I like the idea of putting it out. Say, hey, this year we're going to be bidding it out. You have a chance to go after it, and then
anybody
from
can-
there we do like interviews. And we
any
say, hey, what are you going to
organization
bring?
can come in and say, our church wants to do this.
Yeah.
Our
Because we don't care who it is as much as, I mean, we'd like it to benefit someone
Yeah.
in the community that,
Okay.
that would be a
We don't want a
nonprofit.
for-profit company to come in and take
Yeah.
it over.
Yeah.
We want it to be given back to the community.
We just want it to be quality because people don't know that Winterland, the Santa part, is not
It's not
Winterland.
right.
It
You know.
How do
reflects
we control
completely
that?
on
Even if
us.
we turn it over to somebody else, how do we control?
We
just have-
we handle all the social media, so we get all the complaints. So
I mean,
we
how do
know
you- How do
exactly
you control
what's
what they're
going
going to
on
do in there? Do we
Contract.
We stipulate it
in the contract.
right
Yep.
up front saying this.
And
has
you know, there's some things that we want to add to that. You know, just from our experience so far this year. That are just a little bit more detailed that need to protect us because they are a partner, you know, technically, you know, people could come after us if there's a problem in there. And we got kids and a lap. Not very favorable thing. It's kind of like the haunted house thing. It's, you know,
Yeah.
dark and there's creepy people.
It's alive.
You know,
Yeah.
so we need to make sure our coverage is there when we're doing stuff too.
But truly, it could be the best part.
Oh, it should be the best part.
It could be
It's the
best
part you remember, you know, more than
But
anything.
again, it could be the worst part.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
we've even
exactly.
talked about expanding it and have breakfast with Santa.
Yeah, we wanted to do like some breakfast with Santa things
Oh
and
my
They say
gosh.
they won't come
We
back
used to
to
do that
the
when we were kids, and it was at Blocks downtown
yeah,
on the
Oh, yeah.
upstairs.
yeah.
Train and-
And there,
Well, that was
That was
Ayers.
theirs, that's right.
But still, they had Santa. That would be huge.
yeah, and it's easy because we already have the space down there. So that may be our future. We'll see at the end. I know.
I had no idea.
Yeah, well, it's because we, you know, part of us is I think we protected it, and we never knew it was really a problem till about 3 or 4 years
Right.
ago, and then we
How'd
were
you know
getting
it's
these
a problem?
complaints.
Complaints?
Social media, because we would get the complaints, and we're kind of like, oh man, is that really happening? You know, me and Marshall, we like send a text to each other. You know, it's like 10 o'clock, and we get the one where they shut the door. You know, and the kids, I'm like, oh, this isn't cool. I was like, I'm calling them. You know, so we call them and talk to them, but it doesn't change because it seems like no one's really running the show that's responsible. Yeah.
Well,
And then we gotta
that's where
relaunch
we've
us,
come
too.
to that conclusion.
We got to relaunch us in there
Yeah.
whenever the new would come out because there's a lot of people that probably, I mean, I see a lot of people, friends with tons of people on Facebook, right, from Danville.
Yeah.
I don't see any of them posting our Santa.
No.
So,
That's bad.
we
You got a
know-
Santa right here and no one's going to it.
do we muddle through the rest of the season this way?
I think
We have to because it could be a nightmare for us. I mean, I don't want to be I don't want to end up
Even
ho
if we
ho
got rid
the
of it
whole
and then
time, if
did
you
it
know what I mean.
ourselves,
Yeah,
which
if
is
we
just
just
out of
kicked
the
him out,
question.
I mean,
Yeah, that would
There's nothing
be,
we can do to make it any better at this point. Make them any better.
yeah, yeah.
well, not
And we
even
don't-
that long, because he's only there till Christmas and on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays. What do we've got?
3 weekends, so that's
Two
about right.
weekends left.
So we're
This
done.
weekend and
week-
next
This year's
weekend.
over, as
Yeah.
far as that goes.
And
Yeah.
yeah, but the hard part is I, getting someone else to jump onto that. So we'd almost have to go out and market it.
Yeah.
As the
But
opportunity.
I don't think we should set this on the back burner. I think we should jump on it immediately.
Yeah, and we will
A plan
right
at
after.
least. Get a plan together.
We're gonna. I think we'll probably talk right after we're done. Bring them in for the meeting, and if we do decide to go with that, hey, we're gonna bid it out next year. I mean, it gives them a chance
And you're
to
welcome
maybe
to
get
bid it out,
themselves.
too. They're welcome
So
to
you're
come
welcome to
back.
bid as well, but we're,
Yeah, but obviously, if
They
we're
might not
bidding, it's
want to
because we're not
because if-
happy
if
with
it's a
what's
different
going on.
ballgame.
So.
well, this is the money that they use to send their kids to nationals.
Yeah,
So that's kind of the
That's the
guilt
hard
trip
part,
we
yeah.
get is, well, if we go out and buy a new Santa suit, that's not.
We
Yeah.
need milk money for our babies. We can't- Yeah. Okay, well.
we just, we've heard a couple
You know,
stories. So
If it was very important, they would have changed.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Dave just reminded me, I'm in charge of the agenda. That's enough of that. Let's move on. Where are we at?
The only other thing I had, so I was going to have the full program list for you, but Nate's still twerking it, so tweaking it, twerking it.
Tweak is the
Yeah,
word you want to
tweak.
use.
And so I'll have that for you for the next meeting, just kind of telling you the programs for next year. We're adding a few and taking a few out, and we're really trying to work ways around to where we don't have to work every weekend.
Yeah.
And so we've got some good ideas, and we don't want to kill the programs at the same time, so we're just kind of moving some stuff around. Some things are going to be dropped just because they haven't been successful or the time commitment, like the haunted house. So that's all I have.
Is
Yep.
that it? I guess a closing prayer and then we go home.
Well, I will apologize again. I would have been here on time if I'd have
I
known.
was just.
If I would have read my email.
Sent out an email since 6 o'clock.
Now, wait a minute. Do you have my email address?
I sent it to you.
Not sending it to me.
Oh, I got it. I
Four of us
I
were here
take
all the
responsibility. I didn't read it.
You're just used to seeing a certain.
I am. It's just a standing thing on my calendar and so. So it was my last meeting. I didn't want to be late.
Years ago. Today's the day. Also, I was thinking. But didn't you go to school? Because my parents.
That's the most.
Yeah, go for it. Did
I
you motion?
Well, that's where I was. I was at the cemetery. It's my dad's birthday and his death day.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
an
It's my dad's birthday, too.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
My dad died on his birthday.
My dad died
Knock on wood.
December 6th.
Anyway, but I knew I had to be here at 6:30. Well, then you're out of order. Dismiss.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can't motion.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All
Please.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.